Hallo vom Château de Colombe hier in Saint-Baudel. Herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Episode Freitags und Küchenrenovierung und andere Renovierungen im Chateau.
Salut à tous! Bienvenue à Journey to the Château de Colombe in Saint-Baudel.
And hello to our English-speaking friends from around the world. Another episode from Journey to the Chateau. It's kitchen renovation and other renovations. Because as we said, there are plenty. Actually, there's not a single room on the ground floor that is actually in order or what is.
No, they're all in different states of disrepair at the moment.
Yes. I have to say, so they, since I sprung that on Stuart on Wednesday, that we should maybe do an episode on how this actually looks. So, I mean, right now, this looks lovely. Right? I mean, okay, so the candelabra needs to be repaired, but everything else, it's just delightful. It is lovely. It's just not as glamorous as it looks. So I will go ahead and fair warning, I'm not as good a cameraman as Stuart is, but I will give a walkthrough through every single room on the ground floor, all but one. It's the dog room that's private. But so you can see how we actually live right now. And it's not that there is any harm or any hardship here, right? It's just disrepair and discombobulation. I love that word.
Okay, so anyway, you digress.
I do.
Anyway, about this episode.
Yeah.
This episode is about letting you know about the kitchen updates and other things going on in the chateau, including some work that John did in this room, the Grand Salon, with our chandelier in order to make the electrics a little more updated.
What chandelier?
So I was going to drill in. I was trying to work out because my guess there's a beam here.
Yes, and this must be in the middle of the beam.
So I was going to go in this corner here at an angle. So the new cable will come out here behind. If I drill it at that angle, I should go through a bit of the beam and come in the void somewhere over here. And then in the green bit, I'll drill a hole through the first ceiling, and then I should be able to rod it through because it should be there. Should get a run down there. Then I have to go through the middle bit and then up over the top, and then I can go that way.
How do you deal with the rubble and stuff that's in there?
Well, hopefully not too much will fall down.
Okay.
Push through.
No, I mean,
I'll drill a hole, and there will be a certain amount of rubble I'll have to pull down,
yes.
but I'll get an old box to put on the floor to catch whatever comes down. And then I put some rods through, and then I pull the cable through and put it to here. And hopefully, we'll have a new 4-core cable. I know it's only 3-core, but I'll have an earth. So if you ever changed and you needed an earth, we've got an earth up there.
now John has completed doing the new wiring in the rosette. You can see that now all we will have is the small hole with the little grouping of wires coming down that we can attach to the chandelier. This is the old wire that's still here, running on the outside of the ceiling, and now this all can be removed. It was all attached to the ceiling around on the outside. This is where John fished through in order to get the wiring up into the ceiling. And so now we can take all that old wiring down, and all we have to do is patch up the holes, and we still have the pieces that John cut out right here. And then we can just put them back in and seal it back up, and you'll never even know that they were there. Today's project in the kitchen is going to be to work on the back wall in the fireplace. This is where we're going to have the stove and the wood burning oven, and we already have the tiling done inside this area. So what we need to do now is we need to put a wall up that's going to go over this back wall, and that's going to be a fireproof board. And then what we're going to be able to do then is put our new tile on top of that. So Tony and John are coming by today, and we're going to get to work.
first, let me say thank you to Tony and Tony Paint. They're both named Tony. And some of you might remember Tony from the Thanksgiving episode. Not Tony
Well,
Paint.
they were both here in the Thanksgiving episode, actually. So.
Yes. So, and of course, John, always doing such a great job. And Jane, thank you so much. It was so good to have you here. And so much got done in such a quick succession. It was it's always fantastic to have some really lovely, competent help, because it's kind of mind-blowing how much we get accomplished in a day or half a day. But there's still more things to do.
Right. And what a difference it makes just to have that fireproof board up there with the pink wall. Right now we have a pink wall in the fireplace. But just a difference that makes just to have that lighter color in the back of the fireplace.
Yes, and just to reiterate, so the brick wall that people that you could see that was there, that is not original.
No.
So, and behind that brick wall is actually a wall of cement block. Mm-hmm. So the entire fireplace was actually, I think, 30 or 40 centimeters deeper. So almost 3 feet deeper than it is now. But it's also, wouldn't want to have, so it's all good, because we wouldn't want to have our new cooker with the stove
back
that far, because that's
right.
with the fireplace on it, because we're not going to roast whole animals. Just saying, right?
No, we're not.
So it's basically like going into a walk-in closet. So it's for us, it is just perfect where it is now.
Exactly.
And we're documenting all of this for the time capsule. And before I forget, and now I digress, but on purpose. Mm-hmm. So just wanted to let you know that, of course, all our patrons' names are going to be put into the time capsule. But we also have people who have supported us so much throughout our journey. So their names will also be entered, and their contributions. There are people who got us a chandelier, ladies. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. So there are people who are not patrons, but they will of course be in there, because there are so many different ways that people have helped and supported us.
Right.
And everyone who still wants to send us things to put into the time capsule, and we've received some amazing things that I think are just such remarkable items, mm-hmm. and so thoughtful. So thank you so much. And there's still plenty of time to send us stuff if you want to be in the time capsule.
Right, and the address is in the description of this video for where to send things. So
now, however, so since I digressed.
I digressed yet again. It's the digression episode, apparently. So, yes, so the other thing that's going on is Patrick and I did we did the remainder of the destruction, didn't we, in the kitchen?
What was the big part of the destruction?
It was the big part, yes. It was, we actually got all the old cabinetry out, and we started removing all the old tiles.
Yes, all of it's gone.
So now we are done with the destruction of the kitchen.
Are you sure?
I hope so.
He's right. We're done, right?
We are done, yes.
No more taking apart. It feels good, doesn't it?
It does. It's nice to have it that we're working on things that are working towards the new kitchen instead of taking out the old one.
So we are now in reconstruction mode. Well, not yet. well,
We are.
I mean, tiling.
Sure.
It is finishing the floor tiles.
Right?
The tiles behind, or that's inside the fireplace, we're going to put those up.
Right. Now that the fireplace wall is done, we can put those up.
Right. And the wall tiles, well, we have to see how that all works out. Because we have very specific ideas of what we want in terms of the countertop.
Right. And we really don't know because we haven't ordered a countertop here in France before.
No.
We have no idea how long that's going to take.
Well, considering the stove is 3 months delayed, so if we order, let's just say in 2 weeks, maybe we have it in October.
Right. That's depressing. Oh, well.
No, but we might be surprised. We don't expect to be surprised.
Right.
And of course, in general, everything is kind of slow, but we are actually making really, really good progress.
We are, yes.
And considering that we started the kitchen really working on it, 3 weeks ago?
Yes. I mean, we did a lot of planning for it, but we actually didn't really start on it until, about a month at the most ago. That's
right.
it. Yeah.
So, countertops, at least in the United States, you can never order them in advance. You have to have your cabinetry in.
Right. They come. Yes, they usually come and they measure and they make a template or something of your surfaces so they know how to cut the countertops.
Now, what we're going to do in the meantime, we're going to get provisional countertops that are, what's that stuff called?
It's sort of
particle board.
It's a laminate over on top of particle board or something like that, right?
So we're going to have surfaces
as a temporary surface, which we're going to then we're getting something that we like.
Yes.
That looks good because we're going to then reuse it in a future gîte or another building. Right.
So that's nothing is going to waste. And as we heard Stephanie from Salon say many times, you don't throw anything out at a chateau because you might use it again.
You're always going to need it.
She's right.
Yes.
So yes, we're going to buy something that we can reuse. Stuart is going to build one of the kitchen cabinets himself,
right?
Because we need this very specifically built. And as we always say, we try to do most of the things ourselves. So we're not going to order it. We're not going to have a carpenter do it. Stuart's going to do it.
I am going to do it, yes.
So, on that note, if you like this episode, please like, subscribe, and recommend us to your friends and family.
And we'll see you next time
on this channel.
Au revoir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye.
Goodbye.
If you enjoyed this video, please use the like feature to let us know. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our Journey to the Chateau YouTube channel if you'd like to see more. Once you've subscribed, you can tap the notification bell in order to ring it, which will allow you to receive all notifications from our channel. Thank you.